Hey guys, this is Nicole from Networth, and I'm going to show you how to organize notes, docs, and contact info that are connected to tasks using ClickUp. So I'm going to show you my dashboard and how I kind of set it up to get the most out of my company's processes. Basically a short little intro. I do web design, graphic design, marketing, and all that good stuff for small business owners all over the place. So when I found ClickUp, it was amazing because I'm able to organize everything way better than what I was doing before. So the first thing you want to do is use custom fields. You can organize and decrease your workload by first adding very broad or dynamic information to custom fields at the workspace level. So the workspace level is going to be everything you have, all of your spaces. The reason why I want to create custom fields is so that you can ask for information that you want to see across every task, in every list, in every folder, across all of your workspaces. So in order to do that, let's click everything. So of course this is going to show you all of your tasks across all of your lists here, across all of your spaces. So you're going to click this plus icon, and now here you can create a new field. Obviously I already have a bunch of fields already set up. Things like company phone, company name, their address, email. These are just things that really aren't going to change at all or change often. I even have, their Google Drive link in here that I link out to, Google Drive, their cloud, where all of their assets are. Notes, even, their price per hour, retainer type, and I link out to, their profile on maybe the website that they have. All sorts of things you can do. So you just add a new custom field in here. Just pick one of these. Let's just say location. Alright, so it's obviously already going to tell you this field is being created on the workspace network. That's my entire workspace. So I'm just going to put location. And what that's going to do when you add that column, boom, it already tells you this custom field will be added to every task in this workspace since you're viewing everything. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, I don't really want this column to show here. I just really wanted to add it to the entire workspace so you can kind of hide that here. Definitely hide it. Don't delete it. Deleting it will delete it from everything. So just hide it. And so now it's on every little workspace. So if I go into here, and this is just a playground one. These are not my clients. This is just a playground. If I go in here and create a task, we're going to go ahead and see that my fields are all here because I have added these custom fields to the entire workspace. Now you only want to add custom fields to the space level if it is specific information you need to see across all folders or lists in one space. So I use ClickUp to organize per client. And it took me a little bit to realize the best way to organize because you can do it per team or department. There's all sorts of things you can do here, but for me I found it very simple to just use the space as my client, right? So here's a client here, here's a client here. So that's at the space level. You can add additional custom fields. Let's say for instance this client here needed different information across all of the folders and lists. Now I don't use folders. I could get really deep down and nitty gritty, but this really suits me here. I break it up into what I do for web design, SEO, email marketing, things like that. But these are lists. So if I wanted to create some custom fields for this space and this space only, I would just do that, create custom field. So obviously you see that location here is on the workspace level. If I created a new custom field here, test text area, create, that's going to show it here on this space. If I jump into another space here, let's jump into playground here, and let's view the custom fields here, it's not going to be there because we only added it to that specific space. It's the same idea with lists and folders, of course. If you're going to add it on the lower level, then you would, and it would only show up. Test, text, create. It would only show up here in the list field, okay, as opposed to it being at the top level. So that's how you manage your custom fields. So why did I show you all that? Obviously you want to be able to automate a lot of your workload, so you can add automations to fill in these custom fields for you. So you want to open up your space in the list view and add automations via the robot here. So if you add an automation here, it's really only going to go for that particular list, but because I have mine grouped out and it breaks down departments within the space, I really want to add these automations at the top level here. The automation should read when a task is created, then set the custom field to whatever you want the custom field to be. So obviously we created these custom fields from the step before, and we want to say info@test.com. That's the email. Every time a task is created, we want this email to be a part of the custom field. We do the same for another custom field that we want to show. Maybe like their phone number, so we can contact them really quickly if we have any questions. And you kind of go about it that way. Now, ClickUp only has 3 options here that you can choose as an action after your trigger. So you want to do 3. And then you'd have to just create another one and do that all over again until you've added all of the custom fields that you have wanted to add. And that's really the solution. That's how I always have my tasks filled in with information that I need to grab really quickly. I can show you some here. So again, once I create a task in one of my clients folders here, let's see, test, test. And these are empty right now, but when I create the task has been created. It's right here. I open it up, boom, everything I have is right here all the time. So what about ClickUp Docs? A doc is considered a view in ClickUp, so it really can't be used as a custom field to push to an automation. There are a few ways you can organize your docs for internal organization or to make it front-facing. If you want to use the full power of ClickUp with docs, organizing by status, priority, time, date, estimates, etc., let's do this. Let's start here. I have created a separate list, or you can create a separate folder if you desire, and I named it Documents. Real simple, real easy. Just name it Documents. Now all you have to do is create a task and name that task the document name and attach it, just like I've done here. I have an attachment that is the form that I want him to fill out in order to receive copyright for the logo that I did for him. It's all right here. And so now you're going to have, you can view it in board view or any other view that you desire, but now you have a list. It's all organized. The next thing you want to do is, as you see over here, is you are going to create relationships. Relationships are going to link your tasks to other tasks across a list or across the entire workspace. You can name the relationship anything you want. Here I have related tasks, and then I have related assets. You can create a custom relationship field by linking to a specific list. Just click the plus icon again. We're going to search for relationship. ahead and add a name. And again, if you just want to connect this specific task to anything across your workspace, you're going to want to go any task in your workspace. That's helpful for me if I want to link it out to other tasks, or there's many things I want to link out to, so multiple things. You obviously are going to pull up information from, for my use case, other clients and things like that. So you're going to want to know exactly what it's called to be able to filter it later. But this is useful to pull in information across multiple lists. Or from a specific list. For instance, if I wanted to just link again the assets, I would just click assets. So it's super easy for me to pull up only the assets related to this document. So you would add the column. So let's look at that. Related tasks. I can click this here and add a related task. Again, this is the one that is across all your workspace, so pretty much I would have to kind of browse and search for the task name via name or ID or URL, and I would just have to search for it here. You can also add multiple tasks or multiple documents or multiple assets. Pretty much you can add multiple lists linked and connected. And boom, there it is. You can also delete them from here. So that's just pretty much how I create relationships to link everything together. But what if you need to view all of your documents without having to go into each individual list, or if you want to show to your client in a front-facing, easy-to-view manner? You can use dashboards by ClickUp. That's this little icon here, or of course press D on your keypad. The dashboard is going to allow you to pull in any information across your entire workspace. So what I can do is I can create a dashboard view, and I can either embed the document. So if you have specific documents that you want to show, you can custom embed. Right here, embed, custom embed, name it. You can use the URL or paste it. Obviously, ClickUp is going to give you a URL to share for the document, and you can embed it that way. That way you can show yourself or your client specific documents if they don't want to see a whole list. If you do want to see a whole list, you could manually add a text block here. You can add buttons, it's the same, slash commands that you're used to. Buttons, add a link, name and a link to that document, specific link. Or you can even add a table if you wanted to. Add the date. Maybe if you're showing all documents internally to your team, you can have all company documents here. Date, name it, and then link that out just as you would any document. Or if it's just for one client, you can get rid of that and just have all of their documents in a long little list here. Now obviously this is a manual way, but if you didn't want them to see all of the documents, or you only wanted them to see a specific thing, that's how you can do it. Super easy. So the reason why I had you create your documents in a folder or a list is because now you can start using it to automate this for you. So if you want to go back and add a widget, create a task list. You can create a document task list. Select it. You can add other filters and things like that. I'm just going to add it so you can see it. All of his documents are here in the list that I created. So I don't ever have to come here and update it. He's already going to have all of his documents here. The other thing you can do, which can be both manual and automatic, depending on how you set it up, is create a master document or a change log as I use it. So you can create a view for your master doc. Obviously here, create view, pick doc, and it'll create a document. This is the one that I've already created. And in here, you can organize everything by having pages, subpages, you can literally, again, because you have slash commands, you can add a button, add a link it out, have each document here that you want them to see, and that way you really, the only manual part is obviously just adding the document, but I mean, you've already created the document, you might as well add all of their documents in here. Honestly, that's the easiest, simplest way. If you don't want to have tasks, you don't want to do relationships, which are a little, more complicated to work with, you can just create a master doc and have it all right here. Now, even if you did create folders or lists because you have time associated to it, or you just have other little dates associated to it, you can always just show that task list here, just like you did in the dashboard view. Okay, so now it's going to load that up. You're going to have all the documents right here. Not a whole lot of work you have to do, so as long as you use your lists and your folders to create the documents that you want. Also, just as a little tidbit, ClickUp has notes. You can press P on your keypad, or you can just go here and choose Notepad. So a notepad, honestly, is just going to be something I use to jot down quick notes. But to create one here, fun thing about these notes is whatever you create here, again, your slash commands, you can literally add anything you want here. And then once you're done adding your test note, any description you have in here, you can even add a table or pull in that list that you wanted to pull in of all your documents. After you've done everything that you wanted to do, you can click this plus icon here to convert to a task. That's the key thing about notes, is it's not just a notepad, it's fully functioning. And you can create a task, move it to where you need to, and now, boom, there's your solution. So I hope that helps. To recap, how you organize notes, docs, and contact information connected to tasks in ClickUp, you want to use custom fields. After you've created custom fields at the workspace level, you then want to create an automation that fills in those custom fields. Once you've done that, you can easily organize all of your task lists, documents associated with those tasks by creating a folder specific for documents, or specific for assets, or specific to anything you want your client to see, and then add that in a dashboard, via relationships, via a master doc. And that way, everything's organized, everything's clean, and you can get back to enjoying ClickUp. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments section below. Do not hesitate to subscribe. Thanks for watching.